So you have to remember two things when you're watching this channel. Number one, I'm not a Nintendo YouTuber. But number two, I am a Sega Genesis YouTuber, and we just had 4 new games added to Nintendo Switch Online on the Sega Genesis side of things. 2 of these games I'm very excited for because I'm a big fan of. 2 of these games are cult classics that other people love, and maybe I'll be able to love these games myself. So we're going to take a look at these games since I am a Sega YouTuber and I'm the authority on these. At least on this channel I am. And so we have Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition. We're saving that for last because it's freaking Street Fighter. Pulseman, which was a Sega channel only game, at least in North America. You had to have the Sega channel in order to get this game. We have Kid Chameleon, which is a game that a lot of people love, and we have Flicky, which once again is another game that a lot of people love. I have no nostalgia for these 2 games because these 2 games came out pretty early in the Sega Genesis's life cycle. Kid Chameleon was like a one and done thing. You could see on the box art, he's a different type of character and different types of things. So we're going to check out Flicky first because I'm feeling a little bit Flicky-ish today. Now, of course, the cool thing about these games is not only does it introduce it to a new generation of people, but it also introduces online play, so you can play these games with your friends. So, Spawn Wave, I'm challenging you right now. Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition, Sega Genesis, let's go. Yeah, see, Flicky, this isn't a game for RGT. This is not a game. I understand what you gotta do. You gotta collect the little birdies. You gotta avoid the cat. You gotta go to the exit. Like, it's not a bad idea, okay? It's not bad in execution either. It's just, I've never been into this style of game because this was a very arcade style of game back in the day, which, you know, that style of arcade stuff completely missed me because I was a little bit older, you know. And my arcade stuff was stuff like Street Fighter, stuff like Mortal Kombat, stuff like Daytona USA. So a lot of these older arcade style games, I just don't have the nostalgia for, like Q*bert. And of course, you know, games like Burger Time, and so, oh, Burger Time's the best game. I don't like it. It does nothing for me. I have no nostalgia for it. But I do feel like I might be the master of Flicky because, hey, that's a first level completion there. And you know what? I was a little bit sloppy with it, but I don't know. Like, I feel like my Flicky levels, my Flicky skill levels are pretty high here, you know? Like, get out of here, you stupid cat. And, like, I don't like cats. Oh, you son of a... He came out of nowhere! Why is there a big elephant with a T? Is this like a child's bedroom? And if so, why does this child have so many cats and birds and things of that nature all over the place? It doesn't feel very well kept. I feel like you need to call social services. I don't like Flicky. I don't like Flicky. We're going to the next game. I got angry and quit out. All right, before we take a look at the next game, I want to thank today's video sponsor, Hero Wars. We all love MMOs where progress is everything, right? We start out as a level 1 hero and work our way up to greatness. But have you heard of a sick type of game that's been taking the world by storm over the past few years, where basically your job is to create a team of heroes and equip them with skills and abilities they need to kick some serious butt? You can get new heroes, level up existing ones, and even create stronger teams to take into battle. And the best part, every move you make pushes you further towards total domination. Recently, I stumbled upon a dope example of this genre, Hero Wars. Hero Wars offers a wide range of heroes to choose from, each with their own unique abilities and playstyles. The battles are intense and require strategic thinking to come out on top, which keeps players on their toes. In addition, the game has a strong social component, allowing players to team up with others and compete against each other in various modes. The developers are always constantly updating the game with new content, keeping things fresh and exciting for players. Overall, Hero Wars is a fun and addictive game that really has something for everyone. And Hero Wars is free to start, so you can hop into the game right now and start checking it out. But before you do that, I almost forgot. Here's a question for you. Where can you get 30,000 coins, 600 emeralds, and 5 awesome heroes to start dominating in Hero Wars right away? Too slow. The answer is in the description box down below. So hit up the link, check out Hero Wars, and tell them RGT sent you. Thank you to Hero Wars for sponsoring today's video. Play Hero Wars now. Come a chameleon. It's Kid Chameleon. He comes and he goes. He comes and he goes. I never really got into this game. 92, so like that was kind of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 era. You know, Kid Chameleon. I know people love this game, and maybe I will eventually love this game by playing it. But you know, little kid looks like a douche. He's got little sunglasses on and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of that. Gotta get the gems. Why are we collecting gems? Why are we oh, there's a timer? Ugh. That's turning me off. I was at like a semi-chub for this game. I do like the scrolling in the background though. The reflection of the lake, that's kind of cool. I wonder what Joe Redifer from GameSack thinks of this game. Because he thinks he's like the Sega guy. But I mean, you know, he's kind of crusty and old. All right, what do we got here? So now I'm a knight. Do I have it? I still don't have like an ability, like a weapon or something like that. Okay. Fire-breathing dragons. Just stomp on their head. I got another knight thing. Is there really no like attack? All right, nice pitfall jump there. At least that worked out. I mean, this is fine. It seems harmless. You know, your standard 2D platformer here. We got little bouncing blocks that you can go on. We're collecting timers. We're collecting gems. I guess the gems are some sort of currency in the game, maybe, where I can unlock different things. Not terrible, but I don't know. It's not really doing anything to hit with me. I don't like the fact that I don't have an attack besides the jump on the head. And I know what you're saying. Well, in Sonic 2, you don't have an attack. I'm like, you're right. But what's the point of all these costumes and stuff? Like, if I have all these costumes, shouldn't I have different attacks with the costumes? Like, why does the knight helmet have the exact same thing as normal sunglasses guy? All right, now I'm a samurai. Okay, now I have an attack. Okay, why did you not do this in the first place? Now the game's getting kind of cool. Now the game's getting kind of interesting. Maybe I am a Kid Chameleon fan. Come a chameleon. Why does the color change when you're scrolling from left to right? That's really weird. Like, I stab you. I stab at thee. You know what? Not bad. This is actually a game I could get into. Now that I have a proper attack with this, you know, with this costume, like, it's kind of interesting because, like, what are the other costumes? You know, what kind of attacks do those have? Like, that's kind of a cool thing. So, Kid Chameleon, pretty decent. You know, I'll check it out a bit more off stream. You obviously don't want to watch me play this entire game, so let's move on to the next one. All right, so Pulseman, you can see here, Game Freak is involved in this game. Game Freak, the people behind Pokemon, did Pulseman. Like I said, Pulseman never got an official release in North America as far as a cartridge was concerned. It was just available on the Sega channel, which I think John had the Sega channel as a kid. I was way too damn poor. That's John being Spawn Wave. I was way too poor to have it. But this is a game, it's similar to Mega Man. Like, I mean, that's the best way to sort of describe it. You know, Pulseman, obviously, there are some, you know, crossover sort of elements that you would expect to see in a Mega Man game in this game. But I think this game just looks beautiful. I love this game. I think it's super good. I think, like, look at this. Look, it's beautiful. This is a beautiful looking game, and the fact that it never officially came out in North America is so weird to me. Like, this background right here is gorgeous. This is one of the coolest looking Sega Genesis scenes. We have the Game Freak in the background. We have the Sega logo. You know, the cars going across the bridge and stuff. Like, gorgeous, man. I love this art style. I think it's so good. And it's just weird to me. Like, this is a fun game that Sonic the Hedgehog kids would have loved because, you know, it's kind of fast. Like, you have the quick dash there. So why it never came out stateside officially, I don't know. Of course, there's been reproduction cartridges and all sorts of stuff over the years. Like, it's not like the game was impossible to play because we had those sort of things. But still, like, if this game would have gotten a proper release, like, yeah, it was 95. You know, we're kind of on the tail end of the Genesis's life cycle. But I mean, it's a good way to do something for your faithful, you know, the people who supported your system. God, I'm playing like crap. But yeah, so this is Pulseman. Obviously, just giving you a little taste of what the Pulseman is all about. But it's a very cool game. If you're a fan of games like Mega Man, action platformers, you know, it's definitely, this is probably one of the better games that we've gotten for the Sega Genesis. And Joe Redifer from GameSack says the game is overrated, so go hate on him. He literally told me that in private. So this game is super nostalgic for me, very important, because the first time, and I don't understand why people are like, hyper fighting is better. It's like there's Champion Edition and there's hyper fighting in this game. Like, you have both of them. What are you talking about, you weirdo? But this game is very important to me because my biological father had come down to North Carolina to visit us and, you know, hang out with me and whatever. And he was staying at a Marriott hotel, and that Marriott hotel had a pool in it. And when you'd walk into the pool, like right before you got into the pool area, there were some arcade cabinets. And I was like, whoa. And they had a Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition arcade cabinet. And that was the first time I'd ever played Street Fighter 2. And I didn't care about the pool anymore. I just wanted to play that. So I ended up finding out that this was out on the Sega Genesis. And of course, I had to have it. So I don't remember like who bought it for me, what if it was my parents or my stepdad or who it was, but regardless of the situation, I ended up getting this game and I played it so much. Like I was obsessed with it, and I just love this version of the game. Yeah, you could say the Super Nintendo version, and maybe it's a little bit prettier and stuff, but I just feel like when I think of Street Fighter, I think of this game obviously with the 6-button layout. It was perfect. Yeah, you had the trigger buttons on the Super Nintendo controller, and like that's fine, I totally get it, but the 6-button layout for the Genesis just made this perfect. Like, and I had a 6-button controller, so it was like, okay, you have all your punches and all your kicks, you know, mapped to this row and this row. Like I don't know, just fantastic here. I love this version of the game. It's not perfect, you know. People have actually done things to like improve this version of the game, which I think is cool through you know, different types of ROM hacks and stuff like that. But Spawn Wave, I'm calling you out, bitch. Let's run this because I love this version of the game and I think it would be a lot of fun, and I think people might be interested in it. We might actually have to do that for the second channel, but this is a look at the new Sega Genesis games that have just come out for Nintendo Switch Online. Bangers, folks. Bangers. Yeah, Flicky's kind of weird. Kid Chameleon is decent. You know, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but Pulseman is legit. All right, Pulseman is legit. Street Fighter 2, a fantastic version of the game. You could play it online with your friends just like you could on the Wii. How many people remember that, where you could play this game online on the Wii because Capcom did like a different sort of release for it? Zangief just got the business too, because Zangief will get the business like John. Let me know in the comment section down below if you plan on playing any of these games. If so, what are your thoughts on them? I'm in love with this update though. Super fun, super nostalgic, super awesome games. Good job, Nintendo. Now you've hit a peak with the Sega Genesis, and I expect it all to be downhill from here. As always, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next one. You know what? Let's go ahead and finish off this big Russian bitch. I love this song, by the way. Super good. Yeah, you're toast, homie. Yeah. Later.